Man, I gotta tell you, last night's fight was nice. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Mario Barrios. Man, it lived up to the hype. I'm not gonna lie. Early on in the fight, Gervonta was starting slow. Obviously you can see the power that he possesses and stuff like that, but the output wasn't there. Whereas Mario looked like the better fighter, the more in shape fighter, and obviously was controlling the fight with his jab, using his length. And I mean, anybody that saw some of the weigh-in photos and stuff like that, it looked funny when you would see how tall Mario was compared to Gervonta, right? And just in terms of the height discrepancy. But once Gervonta decided to close that gap, once Gervonta decided to fight behind his jab and let his hands actually go, that's when the fireworks started. That's when the fight legitimately shifted. You go from a fight that you can make the case was being dominated by Mario on the scorecards, and even Floyd Mayweather, as he was talking to Gervonta in between rounds later in the fight, reiterated that sentiment to him that, hey, man, you're down on the card, bro. You're going to need to pick it up a little bit. But what Gervonta did, I believe it was in the 8th round, man, he starts letting his hands go and he catches Mario a couple times in that round, but drops him twice. And you could just see that's when the fight legitimately started to shift. You go from Mario looking confident, Mario looking like, he's going to be able to just continue to ride his jab and use his nice footwork to get the job done. But once Gervonta made it into a brawl, made it into one of those, we're going to let these hands go and see who's the tougher man, bite down in your mouthpiece, you could see where Mario, that just wasn't his game. Now, I will say, I love Mario's heart because that second knockdown, a lot of people aren't getting up from that. I mean, you can see how Gervonta, he was excited. He was going over there to finish, and we all know he is one of the best finishers in the game. I don't care how small he is. My man gets the job done when he sees his opponent is hurt. But Mario found a way to survive that 8th round, the 2 knockdowns, and came back, and I thought he won the 9th round, and even in the 10th round, you can make a case for it. Like, he was looking good. It looked like, man, okay, did Tank tire himself out? We know that both of those fighters had faded in their careers later on in rounds. And obviously, we also know that Tank had struggled with weight cuts when he was fighting at 130 and 135. So you're asking yourself, man, did Tank punch himself out? Because he did not throw a lot of punches the next 2 rounds. And Mario looked like he recovered. He actually had a nice left hand that he hit, a nice combo that he ends up with a left hook on Tank. Doesn't hurt Tank, but it looked good though. It looked real good. But 2 rounds later, Tank, I guess he replenished that gas tank. And from there, he comes back out in the 11th, throwing those hands again. And that was where it all shifted. Man, he catches Mario with a uppercut to the body, sits him down. I mean, wow. You see the power. And that was the big thing, because that was the question on Tank. Could he still have that knockout power, that dynamite in his hands, bumping up to 140? We've seen it at 130 and 135, but we also know he struggled to make weight down here. So could he do it at 140? And sure enough, he hit Mario. And Mario even said it after the fight. Man, Tank has some crazy power. A little bit, it surprised him a little bit. But from there, man, after he sits him down with that body shot, Mario once again gets up. I mean, the kid was game. We call him what, the Aztec Warrior. He was super game, man. You know he was gonna keep coming, keep going forward, and he definitely did that and lived up to that. But yeah, it just got to the point where the referee stops it because Gervonta was going in for the kill again, man. He catches him another time, straight left to the jaw. And you could just tell, like, Mario was operating on heart alone because, yeah, the rest of his body was about to be checked away from his soul. And we did not want to see that. But really good fight, though, man. Like I said, between both of those guys, both undefeated at the time, both belt holders and things like that, man. But it was good to see that fight go the way that it did. And ultimately, man, bring back some life into the boxing community, man. Enough of the spectacles. Get back to real fights, man. So, if you enjoyed that fight, though, let me know, man. If you thought that Tank looked good, if you thought that, you would have liked to see something else from him, put that in the comment section as well. And also who you want to see him fight next. For me, man, I was thinking a little bit of the Ryan Garcia, man, a little bit of that action. I feel like the fights that we really want to happen, we know because of promotions, it's not going to happen right now. But we can all be wishful and hopeful, right? So either way, let me know in the comment section who you would want to see Tank fight next. And then from there, man, we'll go. But man, really good fight, exciting fight. And then also, I did just remember this, man. I alluded to it earlier, but Mayweather in between rounds communicating with Tank Davis instead of Tank communicating with his coach, cornerman, stuff like that. I mean, you see these guys in the ring for multiple rounds, and Tank isn't even looking at them. He's looking outside the ring because Floyd is ringside. And he's, like I said, the first time he wasn't even coaching him up. It wasn't like he was telling him, hey, man, you got to jab a little bit more, head movement, this and that. No, he literally says to Tank, hey, man, I'm going to just be real with you on the unofficial. You're down right now. And you can see Tank, he takes exception to that. And they have a little bit of a back and forth. And I'm like, dude, this is in between these rounds. Right? He's about to go back out there. Now, granted, Tank came out with more fire in him, but then the following round, a similar thing happened. You could just see where Tank isn't listening, or he wasn't listening to his coaches. He was directing all his attention to Floyd, and him and Floyd were having back and forths about the scorecard and what he would want from him and going out there and doing something spectacular. So it worked out this time. But versus better competition, versus a more game fighter, versus somebody that can, match Tank's output from a punching power standpoint, could that be a weakness? I don't know, but y'all let me know. But either way, I appreciate you for tuning in. And until next time, baby, peace.